My name is Donald Jackson, and I'm a calligrapher. One of my customers is the Queen. I am called the Queen's calligrapher or the Queen's scribe, but it isn't an official title. It just is a fact. That's what I do. When I started out my career, I did anything and everything that anyone asked me to do. I mean, I would paint ladies and gentlemen on toilets in hotels. My first commission was painting the word saloon bar on the glass doors of a pub when I was paid in beer. I didn't grow up sitting next to people wealthy enough to be the kind of person who would commission me to do things. I used to sit next to a little girl who was blonde, and I really liked her. And I think it may well be that it went back to the day that I did a piece of handwriting and she said, "Oh, Donald, you are clever." I think there's a lot of that to it. I thought, great, this is a good thing to be doing. My father painted watercolors, sign painting on vans and trucks to make money when he was a young man. To give my father eternal credit, when I won a scholarship to an art school, he encouraged me to go, instead of going into something that seemed like a proper job. And he died at 72, still waiting for me to get a proper job. Never got a proper job. I became a calligrapher. I get up and I work just across a little country lane from where I live in a converted workshop. There is a nice atmosphere in there, quietness. The smell is important too, I find. And I sit and quietly work there. Just back on that. I've been commissioned by the University of St. John's, Collegeville, Minnesota, to create the whole Bible for the 21st century by hand. I'm going to design what I would say is a bread and butter alphabet, an alphabet unique to this project, written by hand. Then, using the computer-generated layouts as my guide, I can then sit down with confidence and, taking my measure from what I've already created, I can then do the whole thing by hand. So that I use the computer to cut the corners, to take out the drudgery of having to repaint and paint and paint again all these different ideas and in different places, because nowadays I can move them around the screen and say, right, print that. Those things are open to me, which were not open to previous artists, but they would have used them, because we always do. We always use whatever is at hand. The way I'm approaching the planning of the project, given that the Bible has so many different personalities of text within it, it's like an orchestral composition. There are going to be places where there are going to be trumpets blowing, there are going to be places where there are cymbals going to be clashing, there are going to be places where you have serenity, calmness, and you'll have poetry, the Psalms, and so on. The idea for the Bible has never been very far from me, from when I first copied illuminated manuscripts as a teenager in a local museum. It is the equivalent for a calligrapher of being asked to do the Sistine Chapel. I actually think I'm the right person to be doing it. I couldn't have said that to you 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago. The worst difficulty, and it recurs in different forms throughout your life, is that of self-doubt. I just don't, I'm not good enough. Do you know what? I'm beginning to do it. I'm beginning to think I am quite good. It's taken all these bloody years. It's taken ages. And now I'm getting so I can't see, and I'm getting older and all those things. It's getting late. Part of my job is to put in place a team so that if I do drop off my perch before this is finished, that the thing will be able to continue and complete. What does the Bible mean to me in religious terms? The true answer is that my religion has been calligraphy. It's been the way, it's the nearest thing that's ever come to touching the universal. That's the nearest I've ever got. I have got the nearest to God doing calligraphy. I'm going to be close to God every time I do it. Every time I pick up the pen and make a mark. That's the true answer.